Merhabalar, hoş geldiniz. İyi akşamlar diliyoruz. BEB olarak ben ve değerli ekip arkadaşlarım bugün sizleri Brunel Üniversitesi ile birleştirmekten, buluşturmaktan son derece mutluyuz. Öncelikle onu belirtmek isterim. Benim ismim Sevda Öncelbat. BEB British Education Bureau'nun kurucusuyum. Aynı zamanda eğitim direktörüyüm şirketimizin. Çok kısa kendimizden bahsetmek istiyorum. Bu arada farklı katılımcılarımız da olacak. Onları da beklemiş oluruz. Çok uzun tutmayacağım sizleri. Gazi Üniversitesi mezunuyum ben. 1998'de Alman Dili ve Eğitimi bölümünden mezun oldum. Akabininde 2001 yılında Oxford Brookes'ta İngiltere'de Oxford'da bulunan bir üniversite. Oxford Brookes Üniversitesi'nde Uluslararası Yönetim Master'ı yaptım.
Wow.
Peki BEB kimdir? Ona bakalım. BEB, Brunel Üniversitesi'nin Türkiye'deki resmi temsilcisi. 2002 yılında Oxford'da kurulduk. Özellikle ben master'ımı tamamladıktan sonra İngiliz ortaklarımızla birlikte böyle bir firmayı oluşturmanın ihtiyaç olduğunu düşündük ve yapılandırdık. 19 yıldır da İstanbul, Ankara ve İzmir'deki ofislerimizde öğrencilerimize hizmet sunuyoruz. Bizim uzmanlık alanımız İngiliz eğitim sistemi. Bu Birleşik Krallığı kapsıyor. İskoçya, Galler, Kuzey İrlanda da bunun içerisinde kesinlikle. Tüm danışmanlarımız yani BEB ekibi İngiliz eğitim sistemine vakıf ve bu konuda sürekli eğitimler alan bir yapıya sahibiz biz ekip olarak. Birleşik Krallık'ta 130 tane üniversite vardır. BEB 90'ının Türkiye'de resmi temsilciliğini yapmaktadır. Resmi temsilciliğini yaptığımız üniversitelerimiz için de ücretsiz hizmet sunuyoruz. Kesinlikle o çok büyük bir avantaj öğrencilerimiz için. BEB'i web sayfasında bulabilirsiniz. Instagram, Facebook'ta da varız. Oradan da bizlere katılabilirsiniz. Şimdi ben sözü çok değerli üniversite yetkilimiz Karen Arnold'a bırakıyorum. Akabininde çok değerli ve sevgili Emre Gökçe, şu anda doktora öğrencimiz orada. Sizlerle değerli tecrübelerini paylaşıyor olacak. Sorularınız olursa sunum esnasında el kaldırarak sorabilirsiniz ya da sunum sonrasında chat box'a yazabilirsiniz. Ben sorularınızı sesli olarak okuyor ve kendilerine yöneltiyor olacağım. Okay, I'm stopping now. I stop sharing, Karen. Here we go.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay. So thank you everyone for attending today's webinar. Great to see so many people that have attended. So my name is Karen. I am the International Recruitment Manager here at Brunel University London. And thank you, Emre, who's our PhD student, who's in attendance as well. So any questions you have regarding the student life, his own experiences, we'll cover those during this presentation. So usually the three main things that I get students thinking about when they're thinking of a university, I guess it's more related to undergraduate rather than postgraduate level, is three things. One is about where would you like to be sort of located and where would you like to study? Would it be a town or a city or a rural area? And how important is that when you're deciding that university? The second thing is very much about the environment you would like to study in. And what I mean by that is whether you're interested in a campus-based university or a split site campus, which may be spread across a town or the city, and what sort of facilities and sort of support do the universities offer. And the third thing would be obviously about the course, and obviously with postgraduates, it's more of a niche area, and for research that it is just as important as all the other two. So to cover for Brunel, so we are located in the west of London. We are 15 minutes away from Heathrow Airport, and our local town is called Uxbridge Town Centre. Now that's only a 5-minute bus ride away from campus, And if you are trying to save money, it is only a 15-20 minute walk away. Uxbridge Town Centre has we have 2 shopping centres, we have the bars and the restaurants and things like that. And you can get into central London within 45 minutes. So I personally think it's a great location because it's not as hectic as central London. And being West London, I find it is cheaper living costs. But Emre, what's your experience of it? Oh, sorry, you're on mute. You're on mute. Mute.
Sorry for the issue.
It's okay.
Should I continue speaking English or Turkish?
If you'd like to speak Turkish, that's fine. If you give your experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Regarding the location, as you said, the Uxbridge is located in the west of the London. So there is 2 main line to go to central London. You can prefer to take on the central line. It takes around 50, maybe 5 minutes to go to central London. So the most important things about Heathrow, it takes 15 minutes. Maybe you can take the bus or maybe you can use the Uber. As you know, once you come here, most probably you prefer to come Heathrow. So it gives you a big advantage to come to Uxbridge with a few baggage. And for example, here I'm married, I have a baby. Once we came here, we are carrying at least 3 baggage. It should be really difficult to go anywhere far away from Heathrow. So in this case, also, it's really a big advantage to be close to Heathrow.
And do you find with the shopping centres, you've got everything in the local area that you need?
Yeah, actually, the Uxbridge Centre is just 10 minutes far away from the campus. So there is also a bicycle facility in the university. There is Santander bicycle just paying, I think, £30 for a year. You can get the bike for 1 hour every day. You can take the bicycle from the school. In 5 minutes, you are going to be center Uxbridge. Then you can go to shopping. You can buy whatever you want from the center. Then you can come back in 5 minutes to campus if you stay in campus. Because another issue about the accommodation, I think you are going to mention about that. Yes. But for now, just about the location, by walking, just 15 minutes take to come to center area. There is a shopping center in the Uxbridge. So you don't need to go central London to shopping or another things. You can find whatever you find in Uxbridge.
Yeah, I think I think it is the place where we are, as you say. I find it is very well connected because if you do want to go into central London, it's very easy, accessible. If you want to go into the countryside, 30 minutes away where you could get a bus and go into the countryside, you have the flexibility there as well. So that's about the location. So moving on to the campus, so the environment. So Brunel is a campus-based university or a single site campus. We are home to 14,000 students. Around about 17% of the students are international students. That's for undergraduate level. It goes higher when it is postgraduate and research students. As I say, being a single site campus, everything's on the one site. So not only lectures, library, lab spaces, medical centres, coffee shops and places to eat, sports facilities. As you mentioned, the accommodation is also on campus. So everything around there is very much a nice community feel about the place because it's sort of easy access. And, you know, usually when the clubs and societies are on, it's normally a very lively and vibrant campus. But yes, I mean, did you ever stay on campus, Emre?
Yeah, in my first year, I was staying at campus, and especially for couple, as I said before, I'm married. There is a special special room for us. It is the kitchen and toilet is included in the room. So this is really big advantage in once we compare the price with other places. The other thing, as you said, there is a support facilities in the campus. If you stay in campus, most probably it should be easier for you to go to support, to use support facilities, or maybe it also could be easier for you to join the workshop. It could be happen maybe first or second term. I don't know actually the time, but as you said, yeah, this easier. That's that gives you big advantage to live in campus.
I guess that helped you settle into university life, being into a university and having the facilities there, and then you didn't have to worry about other bills like your electric, your Wi-Fi or water bills that you'd probably do, which you obviously do now. So yeah, so moving on with the accommodation. So we say easy access because the accommodations on campus. We divided between standard rooms where you would share your kitchen and your bathroom facilities between sort of 8 to 10 students. Then we have and that's around about £115 per week. Then you have your ensuite rooms. So that's where you'd have your own private bathroom area. But again, you still share the kitchen facilities, usually between sort of 6 to 10 students. That's around about £160 per week. As you've mentioned, we also then have some limited studio flats for couples as well, which is based on campus. Great thing for our university is that we do guarantee accommodation for all our international students for all their years of studies if they wanted to. So not only for the first year, but if you are a research student, you could apply for the accommodation in your second and your final year. And then the payments usually for the postgraduate students, I've just put down there how they pay, which is termly, which is in 3 installments. I believe for postgraduate research, because the term doesn't end in April, it ends later, there is a July option as well. As you can see, those prices there, compared with central London, are very reasonable. So on to another part of the environment is about the facilities and services we offer at the university. So we've mentioned about the great sports facilities we have, and obviously Brunel does boast world-class sports facilities. Part of that is because if you're involved in and you enjoy athletics, you'll recognise the gentleman there on the left, which is Usain Bolt. So him and also his other colleague, who was Johan Blake, used Brunel as their training ground, not only for the Olympics in 2012, but they also came back a few years later when it was the London Games. We also have 2.5 million worth of UEFA football pitches. We have rugby pitches. We have the tennis courts, which are all nearby. And then we also have, you know, we've mentioned about the gym on campus, as well as that. So that's all sort of the sporting area. But then you have the other facilities that help support students whilst they're studying. So for our engineering students, we have the flight simulators, supersonic wind tunnel, just to name a couple of those facilities there. We have a moot court on campus, or a mock courtroom for our law students that will be able to use and be involved in, to gain that relevant sort of, I guess, experience in a kind of mock trial as an experience there. But we also have the Arts Centre. So if you are interested in whether you're wanting to do pottery or painting or drawing in your leisure time, we have a dedicated centre for that. We have a small mini supermarket on campus. So if you don't want to sort of travel into Uxbridge, or you can now obviously get online deliveries, we've got a supermarket so you can pick up things there. The library that we have does have the assistive technology, digital resources, 24 hours opening time for students during the term time. But then we also have this special collections for students that have access to, as well as, again, it gets about the support is the specific subject librarians to offer that digital and information literacy and support there. And then we've got the language centre. So there are students that, which we'll move on to about what they actually offer, but they can, you know, the students can use the facilities, whether it's modern foreign languages or doing sessional classes. So during your time, Emre, what kind of services or facilities have you used at Brunel?
Actually, as a Turkish, we are interested in football instead of tennis court, etc. Then before the pandemic, we have playing football once a week, like Turkish teams against Pakistani people. And now, you know, because of the pandemic, we always stay at home. And then about the language center, in the first year, I joined a few times English courses, like how to improve my academic writing, speaking, also reading. Then about the market, as you said, there is a small market, but I think another advantage campus is really near Lidl. Lidl could be the cheapest market in London, so it takes just 5 minutes to go there. Yeah, so I always go Lidl for my shopping. So this is another advantage. About the librarian, as you said, for each subject there is a librarian. Again, in my first year, I got stuck in finding data regarding my research. Then I get in touch with my librarian. Actually, he also helped me to find the data.
Great. So do you, because you're doing your research in economics and finance, do you use the accesses there, so the digital resources like Bloomberg and all different financial markets? Do you use any of those data?
Yeah, actually, the university gives us access to database like, as you said, Bloomberg or other data set. But in my research, I'm using macro data. So I just use open data set. So I don't actually need to use this kind of database.
Okay.
But for my friends, they used, especially Bloomberg, it contains lots of micro data. So so it is useful, but actually not for me.
Yeah. I think the other thing that I haven't covered with definitely one of the services and supports that we have is our student centre advisors, or our student centre, which is like the hub where any students can go to, and the advisors are sort of multi-skilled in various areas to help support with those generic knowledge, knowledge across all departmental areas. So I guess, whether it's to do with you've lost your ID card to about finance or funding queries, you've got dedicated advisors there. We also have an immigration team. So they provide assistance with specialised immigration advice to all our enrolled international students and their dependents and graduates of the university. We also have then the student support and welfare team. We have a student wellbeing team, should I say, which I think is very key in light, even more so as emphasised with COVID, is getting that counselling and mental wellbeing support there through our counsellors, where students can book those one-to-one counselling sessions and look after students that maybe have had a new or long-term mental health difficulties. You've got the additional support and advice there. You've got people to go to help you there. And then we have like a disabilities dyslexia service. We have the equality and diversity team, and we do have the faith and prayer chaplaincy as well. And again, that's all on the one site. So on to all the subjects. At the university, we do offer a wide range of subjects at the university. Over 95% of our courses at undergraduate level have that work placement option. So if there is anybody that's thinking of the undergraduate degree programme, it's instead of being a 3-year degree programme, which is usually for the UK, it becomes a 4-year degree programme where the 3rd year work placement is embedded in the degree programme. However, at postgraduate level, we also have some work placement opportunities. So whether you're thinking about doing the business or environmental sciences or economics and finance, the master's degree programme, you could have a 1 year, up to a 1 year work placement at the end of your master's programme. And obviously that's in addition to that 2-year post-study work. So in fact, you could probably be gaining 3 years of your work experience there when you study. So that's really about all the subjects there, lots of information and more detailed information on the subjects. And then all our courses do start in the September time. However, we do have some January starts. Previously, pre-COVID, we had January starts in business and management law, and then we had distance learning with engineering. However, in light of COVID, we opened up more opportunities to have a January start for the master's programs. Now, we haven't reviewed what we're doing yet for January 2022, but obviously we'll update and we'll update Simra and her team if there are a bigger portfolio again for January 2022. Research. So this one is obviously, this just names just a few areas that we have research interests in. Now, for the university, it's definitely worth checking out our websites there of what research we have. The research, you can start research either in the September, the January, or the April time. There is a bigger timeline when you are applying for research, and it's always better to try and engage with a potential supervisor in the first instance to open up those communications and have a look at what research, or maybe read some of their research papers of the academic you're interested in. Engage in that, because that will help you with your portfolio and focusing your sort of research area there. And that will help you when you, and a smoother process when you make an application. But again, I guess I'll pass it back to you, Emma. How did you find your supervisor and your area of interest and things like that?
Actually, currently my research is related to my research I have studied in master degree. Then in the university website, I just look at the stuff, which one is currently or in the past studied the topic close to my interesting area. Then I get in touch my supervisor. Actually, he's really kind and always help me when I have a problem. So yeah, I'm happy with my supervisors. They really kind and help us.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. So I think it probably helped you as a smoother process, as I say, if you do engage that with the supervisors, because obviously the potential supervisors are, they have a limit of how many researchers they could supervise. So engaging with that, engaging with the proposal, as I say, helps that application process smoother process, and then there'd be an interview there before the offer is made. So in the UK, we do study in a wide range of ways. So yes, we have usually for the master's level, definitely undergraduate level, you do have your traditional lectures, and that offers those broad overview of the key concepts and ideas of that subject area. But I guess one of our ethoses is that we've always wanted students to get them ready to work and be successful in their chosen career paths. So the ways that we do that, you have a practical element in your degree programs. So, and that will help you to develop and understand technical and research skills using methods and techniques that you've learned in your lectures. Then there may be smaller group project works that you will be involved in within your class. And that obviously helps you with your key professional skills, such as your teamwork, your report writing, evaluation and communication. And all students do have a personal tutor to have that one-to-one meetings to help you with your own, to assist you with your own personal objectives, your own progress, and your individual development. So that is at undergraduate level, at postgraduate level, and with obviously your supervisors, that's important part at research level. And then we do have external speakers that do come in, and that all sort of helps form part of your professional development. So, I mean, did you want to sort of give a bit of a guidance on how your your studies went? I know it's sort of research area, Emre, but how you sort of found maybe just your first year, if you can cast your mind back to your first year, how you found that and how you settled into to do your research.
Actually, the facilities most probably related to with engineering, but for economics and master. Actually, I also saw that my friend asked something like, "Is it possible to work as a teaching assistant, etc.?" I want to say something about this one. Currently, I'm working at campus as a teaching assistant, and I'm teaching econometrics 1-to-1. Because of the pandemic, we are doing it online. So there is a really great opportunity for us to improve our knowledge by working maybe as a teaching assistant. And in addition, I'm also working as a research assistant. I mean, I help a staff from my department. I'm preparing slides or find some data to I'm draw some graph, then data, then share the data with the staff. Then in this way, I can improve my knowledge. I'm getting experience. So this is really great opportunity. I'm not sure in every university in London is it possible to get this role like a teaching assistant or research assistant. But in Brunel, this is really available, especially in my department. Most probably you can get the role. I'm a teaching assistant or research assistant.
So with the teaching assistant role, were you approached, or did you sort of approach with your supervisor, or which we'll move on to is the Professional Development Centre? How did you find out about the role?
Actually, once they need anyone to teach, we get the email from school. Yeah, they ask us if you want to teach, you can apply from the workshop. Then I joined the interview. I was asked a few questions about what subject is more appropriate for me. Then after the interview, most probably you are hired for the position, because especially in my department, they are looking for someone to teach. It was really great, actually, an opportunity for us to improve our knowledge.
That's great.
Can I ask a question, Karen?
Yes.
Are those opportunities available for master students as well, or is it only or mainly for PhD students?
So there are job opportunities, but with regard to the teaching, I'm not too sure. It might be that there may be the opportunities to help support the undergraduate students, because obviously as a master's student, you've got that deeper knowledge of the subject, and that might then help an undergraduate student with that.
Okay.
Can I say something about this question?
Yeah,
Actually,
sure.
yeah, master degree students, that could be also possible. But if you are doing PhD, you look like more appropriate for the role. So most probably PhD students are selected for the teaching position.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So again, as I sort of touched upon earlier, again, another great support is our Brunel Language Centre. So they offer a wide range of classes, sort of before students get here through the pre-sessional English programs. We also offer an English at Brunel program as a standalone program, as well as English as beginners. But I think the key thing is as well is that they offer that in-sessional English support, which is free of charge. You know, to say, if you're not as comfortable or confident with your English language skills or abilities, or you want that extra support, you can contact them to have that one-to-one meeting or join in those presentation skills or academic writing classes. We've also got, as I say, the modern foreign languages as well. So again, it's free of charge for students. Now, during the classes, it'll be in your spare time. It's not credit bearing. So it really is a personal choice if you want to learn another language. But I think, Emre, you said that you really sort of appreciated and supported that in-sessional English support that you got when you started.
Yeah. In the first year, as I said, I joined English class. As you said, it's free. And in addition, I was looking for learning another language. It should be maybe Spanish or Arabic, etc. Anyway, then I joined a few classes in Arabic session, but because of the my research, I couldn't continue join the lesson. But there are really good opportunity to learn English or other language. There are other communities in the campus to improve yourself. So
Right.
that's all.
Thank you. Okay, I always like to break up a presentation with a couple of short videos. It just sort of break up all those slides that you're seeing. So hopefully you should hear the sound. Oh. It's just like a taster of what our professional development centre offer and do at the university. And as I mentioned, the key thing is we want to get you ready to work. We want you to be successful in that chosen career path. Now, the Professional Development Centre do have the job shop on campus. They advertise the jobs that are on campus as well as in the local area. Obviously, we recommend students working no more than 15 hours a week during the term time, just so you can get your work-life studies balance right. They also have the careers advisors, and I think that again is quite key for the fact that you then have access to that first class coaching, the mentoring, and sort of the networking. And we do have a professional mentoring program that helps students to improve on their employability and sort of gain the confidence there. And then we go back to about the placements. So what would happen is you would have an interest in doing a placement. You would sign up to the Professional Development Centre. You'd be assigned an advisor who'd work with you with your CV writing and your interview techniques. And you'd get all the job adverts in that area of interest. So you get that support there. So we don't guarantee the placement year because you have to be successful at interview. However, with the support and guidance you get from the careers advice from the placement team, you are going to be more successful because they work with companies all the time very closely, so they know what companies are looking for. And on the same hand is companies also know what to expect from a Brunel student. Then for postgraduate students, research students, we have a dedicated graduate school who will support students, whether it's academically and networking events, things like that. And the same with the employers fair. So Professional Development Centre do run an employers fair once a year. And that's another great way of networking. We have links with over 1,500 companies from all different areas. So it's something to think about, as well as the departments also, as I say, have guest speakers come in, or, you know, they may get a company to come in to talk to the students about the area. And again, another networking opportunity. But I was going to say, Emre, so for you, have you used any of the Professional Development Centre areas or support?
No, actually, as I said, currently I'm getting the teaching role at the school. That's all, actually.
Yeah. But, you know, there are those opportunities. I think the great thing is as well is the careers team or the Professional Development Centre do support students up to 3 years after they graduate. So it is very important to us that you're on the pathway to your successful career. We always say about studying hard and working hard, but we always say make sure you find time to have fun as well. You know, that's part of the whole university life. You know, Emre's talked about the football teams. I think we've got around about 6 different football teams at the university, but you might want to try out another sport. You might try something new. You might want to try and join one of the societies or be involved in something else. I believe there is a Turkish society. I don't know if that's still going, yes. And
Yeah.
also, there's also volunteering work as well. So it's a great way of networking and making friends, because you're making friends from all over the world whilst you're studying at university. So does the Turkish, is it quite active, the Turkish society, Emre?
Actually, just a few times I joined the event organized by Turkish Society, but it was in the first year. At that time, I'm not familiar with the facilities in the campus, but in my second time, because of the coronavirus, I had to stop contacting other people. That's why I couldn't utilize these with these opportunities. But
Yeah.
In other time, that's good.
Yeah, and I think that is, it's like pre-COVID. I think, you know, I know that the Student Union have tried to put on events that have been online events. And it's a bit like with the Professional Development Centre. It's, you know, that, yes, everything's used to be on campus. We've just moved it online for the time being. And we'll sort of come on to the experience in the moment about COVID, and I'll cover that side of things. But just for you, for general entry requirements and information about tuition fees, scholarships and things like that. So you can see here that depending on the university you studied at, we'll be looking, if you're looking for a postgraduate program, we're looking for your bachelor's degree with an average grade of between a GPA 2.4 to a 3.2. If you're looking at a research program, you may, if your grades are high, then we may accept you just on your bachelor's degree program. Otherwise, if you're doing a master's program, we'll also look at that. So the undergraduate and the master's program together. But English language requirements, we accept various languages. So We accept the IELTS. We also accept TOEFL, excuse me. This year, we've also accepted the Duolingo, and we do the Brunel English language testing. Excuse me. Too much talking. I'm not used to talking so much. On to tuition fees and scholarships. We always set these 1 year in advance. So if you're looking to find out what the costs are for September 2022, these should be going live around about November time. So because we only set them 1 year in advance. So here it just gives you some information for this year's tuition fees and scholarship links. On the right hand side, we have about living costs. This is a guideline by the British Council, but it just starts helping you with your budgeting. As we know, all students have different requirements and needs, but this is a start. As Emery said, if you shop at Lidl, so you're shopping right at the right shops, you're doing your own cooking, you're not necessarily going to spend £150 on your food groceries per month. So let's move on. So for scholarships and discounts, as I mentioned, there is a wide range. The key ones, I guess, would be the International Excellence Scholarship to look for, as well as we do have like an early payment discount. If you are previously a Brunel student or your family member was a Brunel student, there may be a discount there as well. So there's different availabilities there. There are a small amount of studentships for research students. More information will be on the website. So for the highlighting some of the global recognitions. So for the QS and the Times Higher, we are sort of 42nd, 43rd in the UK for our rankings. But the key one is, I think at the moment, is that the Times Higher Education World Rankings this year, we have moved up from 34th to 28th in the world for the International Outlook Indicator. So I guess that really means the International Outlook Indicator is sort of based around the international co-authorships, research papers, and our sort of international community throughout with our staff and our students. And you can see here, most of our courses do have an accreditation as well. So I just wanted, again, just to break it up a little bit, is just to play another short video. This was taken around, probably around about the August time, when we, prior to just sort of going through to lockdown before. You'll get a little flavour of the campus as well. But it's just to sort of highlight really how we are making the university safe and secure for not only our students, but our staff, so all the Brunel community.
Hi guys, my name is Bella and I'm a final year student here at Brunel University studying digital design. This video is to help returning and new students find their way around campus while maintaining safety. To help with social distancing, there is a one-way system in busy areas such as this one, marked by arrows to keep left. Remember, when you're entering a store or a cafe, you must wear a face covering. To help with social distancing, there is a new queuing system in place and seating has been spaced out. And we've gone cashless to reduce contact. There is also a track and trace system, so remember to scan. This supermarket is one of the places where you're expected to wear a mask, but however, if you have a proper medical reason, you don't have to. Always remember to sanitize your hand when you enter a building. I'm in the lecture centre and a one-way system has been introduced. There are lots of signs everywhere to keep us safe. Let's have a look at one of the lecture rooms. Our teaching spaces look a bit different because of social distancing, only sit on seats with a green tick. Our labs also follow the social distancing rule. These green ticks show where you must sit. And study spaces have changed too. The green tick indicates where you must sit, and there's a keyboard covering as well. To use the lift, there's a one person at a time rule, or you can always walk. Thank you. The library has also introduced a new click and collect system. To use the library, you have to book online in advance, and you can return the books here. There are hand sanitizer units in all building entrances and outside toilets. There are wipe dispenser like this one. You can use these wipes to wipe down desks or door handles before using them. When you move into accommodation, you will form a new household with the people you share a flat with. Here in our food outlets, we've also introduced social distancing measures with the seating and the track and trace system. We've also introduced a click and collect service. Our gym and other sports facilities are open, though things may operate a little bit differently, so make sure to check before you head down. I'm here in the gym, and as you can see, there's a one-way system and the equipment are spaced out. To use the gym, you will need to book a 1-hour session in advance. There are lots of outdoor spaces, such as this one, and there are picnic tables in place, so please enjoy them. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys soon on campus, and remember, it's up to us to stay safe by following the rules and sign. Till then, stay safe. Bye-bye.
So I think it's key that one important thing is to emphasise how we're making the university still COVID safe and secure. We do have the asymptomatic testing on campus, so students and staff, if they're coming on campus, have a couple of tests per week. We're also looking at how the courses are going to be taking place from September, so the teaching. So they are looking at maybe the big lecture, the lecture courses or what have you, the lecture rooms, they will probably continue to be online, but we still want that face-to-face for the smaller group project work. So, but we're just following all the guidelines, again, just to make everybody safe and secure. But hopefully, slowly but surely from June onwards, when we're opening up, we'll be able to be coming back to some kinds of normality soon. So, to summarise, why Brunel University London? So no wonder it's called Greater London. So the London campus community provides everything a student can need, from the sports facilities to the arts centre, to the student union with the clubs and societies, the prayer facilities, on-campus accommodation, all in an easy reach of central London. Applied learning for the real world. So you are learning to apply your mind to real world problems in real life situations. And our teaching is informed by international renowned research and delivered by the experts and supported by some of the best equipment and facilities around. And we do get it as close as possible to the world of work. So it might be because we work with companies, if you're a master's student interested in doing design, it might be that you're given a live project from somewhere like Dyson to be working on whilst you're studying at university. That support that gets you ready to work. So we've mentioned, about the Professional Development Centre, about the placement opportunities, about the access you have to that free support and guidance to help you in securing that job. And as I say, they support you up to 3 years after you graduate. And then the whole world on one campus. We have represented over 150 countries represented on campus, and that really does create a vibrant atmosphere as all the different cultures come together. As I say, we have now been ranked 28th in International Outlook this year, and that's up from 34th last year. So my last slide really is make sure you connect with us, whether it's with BEB, whether you want to join in. There's a postgraduate virtual open day coming up on the 26th of May. We also have Brunel on demand as well, where you can listen to the courses, connect with students, find out their own experience, have a chat to the academics. And then, like everyone, we're on all the social media platforms. So Instagram, we're very proactive on, so you can always sign up to that. So that's really, in summary, Brunel.
Karen, thank you very much. Thank you. We're moving towards the questions, but before that, I have a question to Emre about living expenses. So if you excuse me, I will ask in Turkish.
Fine.
So we can move forward a bit quicker. Emre, merhabalar tekrar. Hoş geldin demek istiyorum. Çok teşekkürler değerli tecrübelerin için. Şimdi Londra çok pahalı bir şehir diye bilinir ve hakikaten de öyledir. Brunel, Londra'nın sınırlarının içerisinde olmasına rağmen Oxbridge semtinden ötürü ve kampüsün gerçekten aslında bir şehir gibi olmasından ötürü Londra'nın pahalılığından etkilenmiyor. Doğru mudur bu?
Şimdi evet, pahalılık İngiltere'nin genelinde özellikle korona dolayısıyla accommodation diyorum işte ev fiyatları vesaire biraz da artış göstermekle beraber evet Brunel Londra'ya göre çok daha fiyat bakımından iyi bir yer. Özellikle okulun sağladığı işte accommodation seçenekleri, çevresel faktörleri yani diğer kiraların bence biraz daha düşmesine sebep oluyor. Çünkü öğrenciler buraya geldiği zaman ev bulmak zorunda olmuyor. Mesela ben master'a geldiğimde üniversitem Londra'nın merkezindeydi. Dolayısıyla kendi kalacak yerini kendiniz bulmak zorundaydınız. Üniversite böyle bir imkan vermiyordu. Buraya geldiğimizde üniversitenin kalma yerleri çok olduğu için direkt olarak kendiniz ev bulmak zorunda kalmıyorsunuz ki bu çok büyük bir avantaj. Daha sonrasında kendiniz fiyat araştırması yapıp eğer kampüste daha fazla kalmak istemiyorsanız çeşitli sebeplerden dolayı evet ucuz bir ev bulabilirsiniz ve Londra ile kıyasladığında evet burada fiyatlar daha ucuz. Londra merkezinde genel olarak sadece bir oda için 800-900 pound öderken burada 800-900 pound'a bir tane flat bulmanız mümkün.
Tamam, peki. Teşekkürler. O zaman
Rica ederim.
söylenenler ve aktarılanlar böyle de doğrulanmış da oldu birazcık. Peki, teşekkür ederiz. Okay, I'm moving towards the questions now. One of our attendants asks, she would like to do a master, but she has 2 kids, twins, 8 years old. She's asking if she can bring them together with her.
I mean, she can bring them. Obviously, with Brunel, we don't have a creche facility at the university, or we don't have family accommodation. So, but you could get the support. Our student centre would be able to give advice and guidance, obviously, because the children would need to go into school. So they might be able to sort of give guidance around that there. So that may be a possibility. But my recommendation maybe is to engage with the student centre to get some sort of background on how feasible would it be for her to find the accommodation, find the schooling, to be settled in.
Thank you, Karen. Okay. Yes, one related to the pandemic, COVID, etc. You covered that point. Thank you. Okay, GPA. 2 similar questions actually. GPA 2.2 out of 4. Would they be accepted?
Right. Well, it depends on where they've studied their degree from, and it will depend on the course and whether they have relevant work experience in supporting that as well. So it may be that we recommend they do a pre-master's program if they've already completed and they've finished their degree and basically the 2.2 is the final grade. It might be that we recommend a pre-master's program through our partner college. Alternatively, if they've got work experience, then it may be that we could take that into consideration.
Okay, thank you. Full scholarship opportunities, are there any?
Unfortunately not. The International Excellence Scholarship that we're offering this year, we have 60 available, and successful students, it would be £6,000 off their tuition fees. It will be awarded on academic merit, so you should be achieving high grades. Obviously, it's competitive. But there is that opportunity there to apply, and you might find that if you're interested in maybe doing something like a life sciences course or physiotherapy, occupational therapy, there is a Dean's Scholarship open to international students as well. So the key thing is, if you go to our website, our scholarships page, then there is a filter system. You can drop it down by undergraduate, postgraduate and research, and also by your status. So it's international, or list then all the different scholarships available.
Thank you, Karen. Aykut Adalı, I believe you are raising hands. Would you like to ask your question?
Yes, can I ask?
Please, please, yes.
Yeah. By the way, at first, thank you for this webinar and giving informations. I want to say that, by the way, I am living in Manchester, and then I already applied to Brunel University for Master Integrated Product Design, and I get acceptance.
Fantastic, good news.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. But it is, you know that there are some problems, which are, first one is about the language exam.
Right.
Because still I don't have any IELTS or TOEFL.
Okay.
But I saw something in your slides, in your presentation, that there's an equivalent, right? Maybe for some Turkish universities, English exams.
Exactly. So if you have studied there's a small list of Turkish universities that, because we're aware that you're taught in the medium of English, then you may not necessarily be required to have an IELTS. Alternatively, so are you studying at Manchester on an undergraduate degree then?
No. I did my graduate degree in Istanbul Technical University, and I saw in there's a Istanbul, just the Istanbul word, by the way. There's no Istanbul Technical University, or there's just Istanbul. Can you check it, please? Yeah,
Certainly. It may be, let's have a look. So yes, we don't have Istanbul Technical University. I think it might have been reviewed. So the opportunity you could do is that we have a Brunel English language testing. We've set dates for students for this year, for students that are wanting to start in the September time or January time. Through BEB, this English language test is free of charge. So you might wish to sort of sign up to one of those. It's based on IELTS, and obviously connect with BEB, because they can give you more information about the test and the link and sign you up for that if you're interested.
Thank you. By the way, I checked it. I read about this information about it, but I'm wondering this, should I come to London to do this exam? Because you know that this is coronavirus situation, maybe can I do this online?
Yes, so it's actually the test at the moment is all done online. So you can do that at the comfort of your own home in Manchester. Okay,
this is very nice. And I want to ask one more question, maybe to Emre.
Yeah.
I read this, you are taking some scholarship or full scholarship from somewhere. Can you highlight this part, please? Can you explain?
Yeah, I'm full sponsorship by Ministry of Education, Turkey. Yeah, so.
And is there any, how can I want to take it too. How can I take it?
How can you take it? Actually, when I take this program, it was in 2014. Maybe something changed, but let me explain in general. Firstly, you need to use your ALES mark, then your GPA. But as far as I remember, your GPA should be least 2.50, but maybe it could be changed. I'm not sure. It should be around 2.8 out of 4. Then with your GPA and IELTS, you need to apply. For this, you need to follow the YLSY.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, from Ministry of Education page, you can, I think, follow this one. Most probably in August or in September, you can see the advertisement. Once you see the application time, you can apply. But it depends on your department. For example, my department is economics and finance. In some year, the opportunity for my department is higher. But sometimes, mostly engineer people graduated from engineer department, they have big chance. It depends on the year. So I don't. What's your major, by the way?
In product design.
In productive design.
So
To be honest, I don't know much thing about your department, but I think you can follow the page provided by Ministry of Education. Then most probably this year you can apply in August, I think. Maybe Sevda abla, you know better than me. You can maybe provide more information about that.
Thank you, Emre. Of course, definitely. You can follow the informations in our website as well as you can contact us, and we are happy to direct you for the next steps.
Okay, thank you so much. I will write to you.
You're welcome. Okay, we'll be waiting for that. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Emre. Thank you, Aykut.
You're welcome.
Okay. The next question is about the 2.2 GPA average out of 4. Has got 8 years global cooperation experience in finance sector. So planning to do accounting, MSc accounting, and also want to progress in ACA route.
Yeah. So if you're looking at MS Finance and Accounting, we would refer your application through to the department for further consideration. So make it clear of definitely with your work experience, and if you've started the ACA process you've mentioned, so where you're at with that as well. Definitely worth putting in an application. Applications are free of charge as well. So, you may as well try and put the application in. It'll be referred to the department. Obviously, BEB will help you with that application process, follow it up, work with me as well, so that we can try and get that decision made.
Thank you, Karen. I just double checked all the questions. We covered all of them. Thank you very much. We covered a wide range of topics. It was very nice. I don't think we have any other questions, but if you have questions, we are always here. You can write to Karen or you can write to us. You can call us. You can pop into our offices in Izmir, Istanbul, and Ankara. So Karen, thank you so much. It was very nice having you again. Emre, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
The experiences you shared with us. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Çok teşekkürler katılımlarınız için. İyi akşamlar diliyoruz. Tekrar görüşmek dileğiyle.
Bu arada sorusu olan bana da mail atabilir isterse. Gerçi söylemeyi unuttum ama. İsmimi ve soy ismimi.
Chatbox'a istersen e-mailini yazabilirsin.
Tamam, yazayım. Tamam, hemen yazayım.
Aracılığımızla da ulaşabilirler tabii her zaman.
Tabii. Özellikle burs. Gerçi siz benden daha iyi biliyorsunuz. Dediğim gibi de ben takip etmiyorum uzun zamandır. Brunel'le ilgili, tecrübemle ilgili sorusu olan olursa mail atabilir. Mail adresimi yazdım.
Teşekkür ederiz. Teşekkürler.
Rica ederim.
Karin, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening and thank you for your time. Take care.
Thank you.
Take care and bye.
Take care. Bye. İyi akşamlar.